All right, hey, I'm Doug.
Hey everyone, I'm Ryan. What's up, Doug?
Well, we just walked through the rain.
Yes, we
but
did.
But that's okay. That's what we go through.
There we go.
For all of you.
Because we love you so much.
Yeah, and it's our joy that we were able to bring the message to you this week from Malachi 2:10 through 3:5. And this is a message that's all about, it's all about faithlessness, but by looking at faithlessness, you can learn about what it means to be faithful.
Yeah, so in Ringwood, we looked at how faithfulness to God is what it's really all about. You can kind of boil things down to that. And in this Malachi passage, we see that, like Doug said, the people are faithless. And, in a few different ways in Ringwood, we looked at, our faith. When we're not faithful to God, we also become faithless in our relationship to others. We become faithless in holiness, and become faithless in our marriages. And, these are different realms that can show up. And then that ultimately leads to that faithlessness over time to a distorted view of who God is. And the solution that we see in Malachi when we get into chapter 3 that we have is God is going to send, Jesus to make that right. And it's by coming to him in faith that we can be purified, made clean, and have our view of God set right and start walking in more faithfulness with him. So it's kind of what we chatted about.
Yeah, and there's a lot of this message is about marriage, about being married, and we touch on this fairly often here at church. And one thing to keep in mind, because obviously a lot of people in your group and some groups are almost exclusively made up of people who aren't married, right? And so it's like, what do I do with these passages? Is this message even for me? And so it's worth, talking about that, about like, how does this apply to us, even if like that's not the exact way that my life looks like right now. So you have, people who aren't married, but maybe one day you will be. And it's good to know a little bit about that before you have one of these on your fingers. And even for those of us that the Lord calls to singleness, and I think it's important to affirm that singleness is a good and godly calling. Not given near as much attention as it should be often in the church. But even for those who are called to walk in that, right, you're going to be called to minister to people who are married. But then also, I think a lot of kind of the real application for people who are married in this passage, what is it? It's guard your spirits, right? Guard yourselves in your spirit. And that's something that we all need to be doing. So thinking through that, being able to say, okay, here's something that God says to certain people in one context, and being able to lift it out and say, well, here's how it applies to mine, even though it doesn't look exactly the same, right? I think that's a very helpful thing to do as you read through the passage.
Yeah, and if you want to just dive in a little bit and get honest and really just, talk about how maybe God's calling us to take steps in our faithfulness towards others, our faithfulness in our personal holiness, and our faithfulness in our marriages, and just see what God has for you guys in that. So hope you guys have an awesome discussion.
Yeah, and thanks for coming out. Hope you're enjoying your group. You're over halfway now, so
nice.
Almost halfway to the winter break. So stay with it, keep building those relationships, and look forward to hearing from any of you about the things that you were helped with this week. So
nice.
Bye-bye.